Imagine posting one video on the YouTube platform and that video ends up changing your life. About 2 years ago, a channel named Ben Walker decided to post a video about making a salt fork, and if it was even possible, covering the trials and tribulation of his journey to create this salt fork. He made one of the greatest videos YouTube has ever seen. Not only did this video alone get over 11 million views, his channel surpassed over 200,000 subscribers from one video. For one of your videos to go viral is rare in itself, but for your first video ever is luckier than hitting the lottery. So what is it that this Ben Walker guy has that your YouTube channel does not? My name is Anthony Felice and I've helped some of the best creators grow on the YouTube platform. My goal is to figure out why is it that certain creators are able to grow so much while cutting all the bullshit along the way. Let's get into it. On September 28th, 2019, the Ben Walker YouTube channel was created. However, his first post wasn't until 2 years later. The channel as a whole has amassed over 12 million views and is still pushing strong with a total of only 2 videos. Now, if you've ever tried to solve a cold case, I can tell you that you'd have a better time solving that than learning about this guy. I couldn't find anything about this dude other than the fact that I believe he lives in Canada. So not only did this guy come out of nowhere, but he was able to gain an amazing amount of followers without being on social media at all. With little evidence on who this guy is, I'm gonna do everything I can to solve this by using the knowledge I know about YouTube and how its algorithm works. Although Ben Walker's YouTube journey has been incredible, he's not the first person to see this type of success. Some YouTubers manage to post just a handful of videos and gain massive traction. While some might chalk this up to luck, the reality to this is there's a lot of strategy involved. Take channels like Mark Robert, The Big Company, Epic Rap Battles of History. Each of these channels has experienced explosive growth, and the one thing that they all have in common is quality content. Maybe not in a way that appeals to you or myself, but for their niche audience, they know exactly what they're looking for. To truly understand this phenomenon, we need to understand YouTube itself, or at least as much as we can. At its core, the YouTube platform revolves around one thing: viewer satisfaction. That's how YouTube makes money and keeps people coming back. While some aspects of viewer satisfaction can't be measured, one key metric can: average view duration. If a video keeps people watching, YouTube's algorithm will push it to as many people as possible. The way that Ben has been able to construct this video by going through the journey of making the salt fork, failing, and then eventually winning and triumphing and trying it is brilliant. You've probably heard a lot of YouTube gurus talking about SEO and CTR, and although those are important, they're nowhere near as important as the video itself and the quality of that video. As obvious as it may sound, the audience is the single most crucial factor for success, and posting random content and hoping that something's gonna stick is just not gonna work. Instead, market research and audience insights are essential to growing on YouTube, which brings me to the next section. The concept of this salt fork was undoubtedly unique. However, the idea of reimagining a fork in an unconventional way isn't entirely new. In season 13, episode 3 of Shark Tank, which aired 2 years before Ben Walker's masterpiece video, the founders of Incredible Eats introduced their innovative edible cutlery, a line of fully edible flavored utensils. Their pitch resonated widely, making it the 3rd most viewed Shark Tank product clip on the Sony Pictures television channel. Looking back even further, nearly a decade, this idea had already been stirring conversations across blogs and forums, highlighting a clear demand for creative cutlery solutions. The salt fork wasn't just spontaneous novelty, it was a culmination of a long evolving concept that found its moment with an audience ready for innovation and a legend to bring it to the table. So just looking at what we've already talked about, we already know that the quality was there. He was able to make a great video and keep people there throughout the entire journey of his extremely long 9-ish minute video. He also knew that there was a need in the market for this product, which leads us to something that is extremely important and is always a factor on YouTube: timing. Timing is everything when it comes to posting a YouTube video, and in some cases, a video that's been posted for a long time will just pick up if something is trending currently that is remotely close to that topic. His salt fork video was posted on May 21st, 2023, and this was right around the time where channels like Guga, Max the Meat Guy, Nick DiGiovanni were really taking off, posting amazing food content and creating just an amazing algorithm for the food space in itself. And a lot of these channels did have an emphasis on steak, which is exactly what Ben Walker was using to try his salt fork. This surge in food-related content created a wave of browse and suggested views, positioning Ben's video right in front of an audience primed for something just like this. And not to freak you out, but YouTube is always watching everything you do. The reason I say this is because it's important to understand how YouTube shows you content. Every time you watch a video, YouTube is tracking your satisfaction level and what you did while watching that video or right after watching that video. Now, a few seconds ago, I mentioned a detail that may seem extremely random, but it's about how all these channels were heavily covering steak. This slight detail can actually make the world of a difference. YouTube's algorithm is all about trying to appeal to you as a viewer, and even if you're using a certain type of food in your video, can actually result in getting your video suggested next to other similar channels at the end of the day. YouTube is extremely smart, and we need to think about every aspect of our video, including the items or topics we talk about in the video. This is why it almost seems like YouTube is listening to you, because you'll think of something and you see it on your homepage. This powerful recommendation system is the exact reason why certain channels blow up like Ben's, and in some cases have the ability to explode overnight. Because of this, Ben's salt fork video was aligned for the perfect storm, an ideal blend of timing, content, and audience demand. You've probably heard the phrase, don't reinvent the wheel. And that's exactly what Ben was able to do. Following a format that has worked time and time again by making a great video that follows a story while also producing a great product at the end, made this video a recipe for success. This video itself had all the right ingredients. It was concise, told a compelling story, showcased real hardship, and delivered satisfying results. On top of this, the packaging itself was perfect. One of the big things I want to talk about here is simplicity. If we go ahead and take a look at the salt fork video, you'll notice that the thumbnail and description and title couldn't have been more simple, but delivered exactly what they told you they were going to deliver. One of the biggest mistakes I see when looking at thumbnails for my clients is that there's always too much going on. If you look at your homepage right now, I guarantee you most of the videos on your homepage are going to have, if none, very little text. This is because simplicity speaks much louder than noise. As a creator, your goal should be to attract the viewer. And you can do this really well by making a simple thumbnail that focuses on one item or a simple image in itself. If you look at the way he had his thumbnail and title, both thumbnail and title worked hand in hand to get you as a viewer to click on this video. To take this even a step further, which amazes me because Ben, as far as we know, is non-existent on any social media, his description even said it would be cool. Who is this guy? Because of all these factors, Ben's video was able to see an incredible amount of success and literally has left its mark on the YouTube community. There's no doubt that creating good YouTube content is a skill. But what this guy did next was unlike anything I've ever seen. Rather than capitalizing on all the success and making video after video after video, he decided to spend an entire year making hundreds and hundreds of salt forks. His next video, posted almost a year later, was about how he is now putting his salt forks into production, and you as a viewer can buy it. If you know anything about YouTube monetization, there's a lot of misconception running around that you make millions and millions of dollars, and in some cases, yes, you can make a ton of money. But in most cases, you are not making nearly as much as somebody who actually has a product. Not only did Ben know this, he capitalized on it, and his follow-up video got over 1 million views. Every time I think of this guy, I'm just in amazement. Let's just look at the comment section here in this video, and it's just gonna tell you the amazement of not only myself, but the viewers as well. I've seen countless people try to crack the YouTube algorithm and figure out what the heck is going on, but till this day, I'm still at amazement of Ben Walker's journey. Whether it was pure luck or a well-defined strategy that was played out for months and months and months before it came to life, this guy is one of the greatest YouTube creators to ever live. What I can tell you though is there are a few takeaways that can help you potentially replicate this in the future. Don't just hit record. Seriously, plan your videos in advance. Quality is so important on the YouTube platform, and it's going to make the difference between you getting 10 views and 10,000 views. Conduct thorough market research. You have to understand your market. You'll notice sometimes there are channels out there that have a handful of videos and have millions of views. If you notice that, that means there's a gap in the market, and you should probably try to make a video that is similar to that content. SEO matters, but at the end of the day, quality content, of course, is going to win. So if you hear somebody telling you about SEO, Know that it's important, but the goal here is to make great content. Keep your thumbnails clean and simple and understandable. A clear and simple thumbnail is going to speak much louder than a noisy one because it allows people to breathe and their eyes to relax. And don't reinvent the wheel. A lot of people spend so much time trying to create something that's never been seen, where you can target something that's already there and capitalize on it. The Ben Walker story is nothing short of amazing, but it allows us to learn a little bit more about the YouTube algorithm. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and maybe you can take something on your own and use it for your own YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.